You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
What's up, guys? Brian here, Brian's Law Maintenance. All right, hey, we're gonna jump into it, talk about recruiting, how to recruit, just some good tips about trying to find help. So I wrote down some notes. I wanna talk about mindset, how to attract expectations, and then creating a recruiting system. Ooh, this sounds really fancy. All right, let's just blaze through this. But the bottom line is that I get a lot of you guys asking me how to hire, where do I find good people? You guys can't seem to find good people and people keep burning through the mill, or you hire them and they turn out to be winos, wackos, crazy people, unaccountable, a lot of things here. So here's a couple tips. Number one, the mindset is before you hire somebody, you have to be willing to be able to fire somebody. So like before you even start having this conversation about hiring, make sure that you're also comfortable with firing. Sometimes you guys can't say no to a customer and cancel them. Lord knows that I've suffered and struggled with that in the past. Not usually an issue today, but same thing with hiring somebody. You've got to be willing to fire them as well. So my background is I used to work at Little Caesars and I ran a store. And I had 20, 25 employees working for me, literally, and I ran that thing for 18 months. So I've hired and fired a lot of freaking people. But even before that, I was a co-manager and a traveling store training manager. And so there's 9 stores in that area. So each store had 25 people. And I was the guy that would go into a store for 3 months. The whole store company culture at that store sucked. We would replace it with good people. And so guys, as you can imagine, I was hiring 4 new shift managers, usually a co-manager, 12 to 15 crew member. Man, I've recruited a lot of freaking people over my days, and a lot of them have stuck, and so I've learned a couple valuable lessons. And so that's the premise I want to offer this whole conversation. So number one, the mindset is if you want to hire somebody, no problem, but you got to first be willing to fire them. Don't hire somebody because if you get the wrong person into your organization, even if you're an owner operator and you just need a guy to run the trimmer, that can be super detrimental. A lot of drama, a lot of headaches, a lot of issues. Might slow you down more than it speeds you up. So let me go through here with the notes. All right, so that's my mindset. I'm trying to find people that want to work with us, have fun, make money, and do the whole deal. I think that's what I say. Now, let's talk about the attractiveness to working for a lawn and landscape business, right? Here's where I see a lot of people kind of messing it up. Especially in today's world, right? 12, 15, 20 years ago, hey, we're going to pay you $15 an hour and you're going to do great at this company, and you just hire them. That's not usually the mindset of most of the people we're trying to hire today, right? A lot of kids are 16, 17, 18, maybe that 18 to 25 crowd, even 30-year-olds today. The world, the priorities, the internet, it's changed everything. And so your messaging has to change with them. This is what I'm doing. Again, my younger brother worked with me since year 1, but I've always tried to have somebody with me part-time, very limited part-time, 10, 12 hours a week. But then the last couple years, we've had full-time employees and it's been going really, really well. But here's some things to communicate. Again, this isn't just millennials. A lot of people want to dub this that millennials are just looking for some of the things I'm talking about here, but it's kind of a lot of people in between. So attractive things that people are looking for in hiring: a challenging work environment. I know a lot of you guys are saying, well, people don't want challenging work environments. I would disagree. I want to be challenged all day. I want to be in an organization where I can grow and do meaningful work. Challenging work environment, life skills. If you're hiring younger guys, you're teaching them life skills. So how do you communicate this? Well, you have these conversations with them as you're recruiting, as you're talking, as you're going through your hiring process or your recruiting system. We'll get into that. So life skills, working on a team. Working on a team is something you can communicate to people that, hey, whether you're a 1 or 2 guy operation like myself, or you're Corey Ballard with 200 employees, and you're going to be a crew leader or on a team of 3 guys that are taking this truck and trailer out or this Isuzu out and going and cutting this hospital. You're a team, you're a unit. A lot of people want to be part of a team. That's something that you got to bake into your company culture, is that you got to include accountability with that. And I'll get into that. We take pride in our work. A lot of folks are looking for meaningful work. You're like, well, nobody wants to do lawn care and landscaping. It's tough, it's brutal, it sucks, it's hot days, long days. Yeah, but a lot of folks do want to do good work and take pride in their work. And when you get done with a landscape job and you sit back and you stand at the curb and you go, man, that's a really nice mulch and landscape install and pruning job. Absolutely. And not only do you have to convey that to your guys, but let them know that, hey, we take a lot of pride in what we do, and you can express yourself through this job, through this company. Huge one. Casual and fun work environment. You know, I heard somebody say, like, when you're talking to a millennial, you know, and you start bringing up money, which is usually the number one thing people bring up, how much am I getting paid? Usually that's the last thing on their mind, especially for the younger guys, right? They don't care if they're getting paid $12, $15, $18 an hour, because the first question they're looking for, or they ask, is, what time do we get done? Do we work weekends? You know, can I get days off? You know, I want to go up north for 3 days with my friends. Is that going to be a possibility? Yes, it can be with your company. Now, here's what I tell guys when I hire them. Hey, we are a team. There's schedules. There has to be accountability. If you take off, it destroys everything. And the whole thing can collapse. Even with a two-man team, or you have a 200-person company, we have to be accountable to each other. So I have no problem if you want a day off, take a day off. Let's work together. You want to take Wednesday off because you want to go on the lake because your friend is coming up from school and you want the day off together? No problem. We need to work extra hard on Tuesday and extra hard on Thursday. You have that expectation, that accountability. So again, my company, dude, we're super flexible. Rob and I, there's times when he needs to do something, I need to do something. We're working late, we're getting off early, we're working late. Just so you guys know what I'm saying? So just have those conversations with these young guys. And that's something that you can say is an attractive attribute to your company, is that, dude, we're flexible. Because I don't mind having two 25-hour-a-week guys jump on the schedule, and we can just, you know, dodge and weave with the best of them. You got to be fluid with what we do. And of course, the last one I'll say is having, you know, good pay. When you have good rates and you know your worth, you can charge great for the company, and you can hire these guys out at $15, $16, $18, $20, $22 an hour. Which, by the way, what's the going rate for you guys where you live? Leave me some comments. That's the call to action, I think they say on this, whatever. That's the call to action on this video. What do you guys charge? For us, it's anywhere from 15 to 18 bucks an hour. Rob's in between there. And we do a lot of other compensation. I take him to lunch 4 days a week. I buy all of his lunches. It's the least I can do. He wanted a Yeti the other day. I said, dude, company car, let's get you a Yeti. No big deal. So I am so thankful for my hires and my help that I not overcompensate, but I want to over deliver. I want to give so much back to them because I'm so appreciative. So what's the going rate? It's up to you guys. What do you want to charge these guys? But here's the bottom line. My mindset is, if you're leading with, hey, we pay 15 bucks an hour. Corey Ballard said this on one of his podcasts with us on the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. He said, if you hire a guy or snatch a guy from another company for 15 because you're paying, you know, he was making 14, well, what happens when the next company comes over and pays the guy 16, right? So if you're always playing that, well, what do you pay? I don't even have that conversation. Bro, I'm going to pay you super good. What are your goals? What are you trying to accomplish? What is your motivation right now? What is your desire? How many hours are you looking a week to work? How long are you looking to work for? Let's have these conversations other than just saying, hey, dude, we'll start you tomorrow. We start at 14. If you don't suck, I'll pay you 15, right? Are you any good on a trimmer? No. Slow down, pay them good, but figure out where they can fit into your organization based on their needs, wants, desires, and goals for that summer or winter season. Some other intrinsic or extrinsic, I don't even know. Some other opportunities if you guys are growing a larger company. And this is stuff that I'm going through right now. Company car, benefits, opportunity to grow, stability. Talk about where your company's been for the last 10, 20 years. Hey, dude, if you get a job with us, you don't have to just work here for 3-4 months. Like it's not just a summer gig. What I want to convey to you is that we can have year-round income. I can put you on salary. A lot of opportunities, the way you run your company can translate into that new hire, because those guys want stability as well. Salary and then make good money is usually the last talking point for me ever. Like if somebody wants a job, it's not even, dude, I'll take care of you. Just, are you accountable? Are you a team player? Do you make excuses? If so, you're not going to work in my company, because one day off can throw out a whole week's of schedule. When I got 40 yards of mulch getting delivered, a tractor getting delivered, 3 guys on the job, if you call off, the team is screwed. Here's what I'll say when you're hiring people is, when you are talking about hiring them, scare them away before you try to sell them on you. Okay, have them sell you on them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys are like, oh, dude, it'll be great, it'll be awesome, it'll be amazing. No, like have those guys sell themselves on you. Why should they be working for your company? I'm very, very slow to hire, very fast to fire. So here's the deal, shake it up. Don't be afraid to give them the proper expectations. It's gonna suck on some days, dude. It's gonna be 90 degrees. I'm gonna, crack my knuckles on something and swear, and I'm gonna be frustrated. I'm not frustrated at you. I have bad days, good days. Mower stuck in the mud. You're gonna get stung by a bee. Rocks hit us in the face. Scare them away. And here's the deal. When you find a good one, they're gonna go, all right, dude, let's go, man. Roll Tide. Let's rock and roll. And you go, all right, dude, you ready to rock and roll? I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's do it. And you might find in a week that they were all talk. You might find in a week that it's true. But if you don't try to scare them away initially with those expectations, you might be kind of soft on them, let them in, and then when it's 88 degrees out and 100% humidity, and they're like, man, I wasn't cut out for this. Like this, you didn't tell me this was going to be the deal every day. So shake it up, scare them, do whatever you got to do. Last thing I'll say, because I said this twice, last thing I'll say is you always have to have a recruiting system. I know a lot of, and by the way, I don't have it all figured out. These are just some notes I threw up on in 10 seconds because this is what works for my company. Always have a recruiting system. It can be something fancy if you have a big company. Like Corey Ballard was like, dude, we always have 100 applications in the queue for people that want to work at Perfect Cut. I thought that was awesome. So whether they're doing Instagram ads, Facebook ads, and they're constantly recruiting and bringing in applications, awesome. If you're an owner operator like myself, I'm always having Facebook. I'm adding new people on Facebook, friends and family, lawn customers that have kids that I notice, hey, like your kid's 16, 17, 18, he's probably going to want a summer job, or hey, somebody went to school, I can get that kid because he's going to college and he's going to be back for 4 months. Other tips like, hey dude, you have a younger brother or an older brother, what's he doing? Does he want to work for us? And then another one is my guys, I always tell them, hey, you got to find your replacement, right? It's kind of a joke, but I'm always like, hey, you're leaving to go to college, dude. You've got 400 friends on Facebook, 700 friends on Instagram, 1,600 friends on TikTok. You know somebody that would do good with what I'm doing. Who's the guy that can replace you? Well, my friend Josh, he's an athlete. He plays baseball. I don't know what he's doing right now for summer cash. He's working at Eddie Bauer making $9 an hour. He hates it. Dude, give me his number. Let's get him into what we're doing here. You train him before you're out. Cost me a little bit on labor because I'm running 2 guys and it's not super productive, but I'll run both for 2 weeks. This guy's going back to college while this guy just graduated and he's waiting for his big boy job, or he's taking a skip year after high school. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So everybody's got a system. That's Josh Landermeyer. Everybody's got a system. Something in your head is always working. So you can have something more formal. You can have something where you're just always keep in touch. I had a kid the other day. It was like 2 weeks ago. He ran up to the truck, 16-year-old kid. Hey, dude, you guys hiring? I said, unfortunately, dude, I'm not. I just got me and my guy. I said, but he might be looking for an electrician job. Love to keep in touch. What's the number? So I had him text me. We're going to keep in touch. And you know what? He might be the next guy on the roster. Maybe if Rob doesn't stick around, Rob wants to graduate out of here, or if Rob wants to keep on keeping on, and I want to hire a guy to replace for the trimmer while Rob is my foreman, right? So always recruiting, always thinking, always keeping that mill going. You might be active recruiting, passively recruiting, doesn't matter. Just keep recruiting.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.